Well, everyone, I hope you're excited because this is the first time I'm going to be reviewing a Spider-Man game, so let's get right into it. Hold on, you can't do this without me. What the hell? Spider-Man? You're real? Wait, how do you even know where I live, and how do you know who I am? Well, it started as any typical day of crime fighting. Take that. Oh, hold on, I'm getting a call. Hello? Hi, is this Spider-Man? Yeah? Who is this, and how'd you get this number? Oh, please. This is Sonic the Hedgehog you're talking to. I've got connections. Okay, well, what do you want? Well, there's this garbage YouTuber named Arron Turner, and lately he's been reviewing a bunch of Mario games and a lot of my games. What does this have to do with me? Well, I found out that he's going to start reviewing some of your games, and I think it would improve the reviews if you were to be a part of it. Do I get paid? Well, no, but I'm sure I can work something out for you. Fine. Reviewing things isn't exactly my specialty, but if it'll improve this guy's video, I guess it couldn't hurt. Alright, thanks. I'll give you all his info then. Alright. Alright, ladies. Where were we? Yeah, it went more or less like that. That son of a bitch. Yeah, I thought it was kind of rude of him myself, but hey, I'm here now, so... Okay, first of all, I'd like to clarify that I am perfectly capable of reviewing things on my own. So, can I review this with you or not? Fine, you can join me. Alrighty, so what game are you reviewing? It's your first 3D game, Spider-Man for the PlayStation. Nice. So how do you usually start these things? Well, since this isn't your first game, we should address some of the past games you've had. Why don't you do the honors? Alright then. So the very first game I ever appeared in was Spider-Man, released for the Atari 2600 in 1982. The goal is to climb a skyscraper while trying to avoid the Green Goblin. Remember when Green Goblin tossed my girlfriend off a bridge? That was so sad. Yeah, we all know your girlfriend died. We've only heard you mention it 1,000 times. Can we just move on? Anyway, there's also a trilogy of Spider-Man games released for the Game Boy in the early 90s. I've heard those games are pretty bad. Oh, shut up. There's also the more popular Spider-Man games, such as Spider-Man and the X-Men in Arcade's Revenge, Maximum Carnage, and Separation Anxiety. But in 2000, we finally got the first 3D Spider-Man game, which was Spider-Man for the PlayStation. It was also released for other systems, but the PlayStation version is definitely the most notable one. So the plot of Spider-Man involves Dr. Octavius giving a speech at the Technology Expo while trying to seem like a good guy. Bullshit. What? I'm just saying. Suddenly, Spider-Man himself shows up and steals Octavius's device. As it turns out, that wasn't the real Spider-Man, and Peter is framed for the robbery. Man, I can't tell you how many times that's happened to me. Okay, that's it. You gotta stop interrupting this review with your dumbass stories. Look how many comic books I have of you. You think I already don't know about your life? Sorry, jeez. Thank you. It's honestly a pretty fun story, and it's also really funny. Venom is especially hilarious.
So, just in case someone, I don't know who it could be, if any of you type-wearing freaks out there want to save little Miss Fashion Model, then bring it on! Hey, want to race? Parker hates it when I get the drop on him.
I hate it when he gets the drop on me.
Get out of my way, nerd! Watch that first step, Parker. It's a doozy.
Ow, my head! Oh, toe, ow!
Yeah, look out, lady.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, sorry, lady. Didn't see a thing.
Open this door!
Who is it? You and your wife are innocent, Parker. Our bad.
Our bad? Our bad? Who could have wanted to steal Octavius's technology?
Oh, we know!
Who?
The Submariner.
Submariner? Get serious, will you?
The mighty Thor.
Are you out of your mind? Don't answer that.
Surf the web.
Shut up, Brock. We don't have time.
Hey, Spidey, can you get us Captain America's autograph?
Oh, brother.
The game's portrayal of Spider-Man's character is also really good.
Being Spider-Man has given me a lot and taken a lot away, but one thing never changes. my responsibility to use my powers for others before myself, no matter what the cost. There are innocent people at Omnitech, and they need our help right now. I won't let them down. Then I'll stop Venom.
I love Reno Romano as Spider-Man, one of my personal favorite Spider-Man voice actors. Spider-Man can punch, kick, jump, and web-sling across buildings. The game isn't open world like a lot of recent Spider-Man games, as the technology wasn't capable of doing that yet. So part of Dr. Octopus's plan in this game is to fill the streets with poison gas, and therefore if you swing too low, you'll die. Spider-Man can also perform a bunch of different attacks by using his webs. You do this by pressing a directional button and a primary button together. So the first level has you saving hostages from a bank heist. It gets you used to the controls. Then there's the first boss, which has you saving J. Jonah Jameson from Scorpion, which is pretty fun. You then have to escape a police chase by running, jumping, and swinging from building to building, and climbing up a building while dodging fire. It's actually pretty stressful. You then have to stop Rhino in a boss fight that's pretty easy for the most part. After that, you have to chase after Venom when Spidey finds out that he's kidnapped his wife, Mary Jane. The Venom chase is something that lots of players have trouble with, even on the lower difficulties. You have a fight with Venom before Venom goes into the sewer. This section of the game is notorious for being super long. It's the longest section in the game, and it really shows. Most of it is a maze-like level where you fight lizards and try to find Venom. This is by far the low point of the game. Oh, come on, it's not that bad. Oh yeah? Name one thing about the sewer section that's actually enjoyable. Well, there's, the part where you, go in the, Okay, I got nothing. Yeah, that's what I thought. So at the end of the section, you have another fight with Venom and save Mary Jane. You get a really funny exchange between Spidey and Venom here, which ends in Venom partnering up with Spider-Man to find out the culprit behind the fraud. They go to the Daily Bugle where they encounter the most irritating enemy type in the game, symbiotes. Honestly, the stuff you do at the Bugle is really annoying and not very fun. You need to stop the machines that are producing the symbiotes, and it's really repetitive and boring. You then encounter the fake Spider-Man, who is revealed to be Mysterio, who aside from having one of the most annoying boss fights in the game, is one of my favorite portrayals of Mysterio. Darren Norris is the voice I hear when reading Mysterio in the comics. So Mysterio tells Spider-Man where to go, and you end up in this warehouse where you need to stop more symbiotes. Great. You finally run into Dr. Octopus where he reveals his plan, and you have a boss fight with him which is surprisingly really easy. So after that, Venom gets his ass beat by Carnage, so you tag in for him. The Carnage fight can either be hard or ridiculously easy depending on how you handle it. You see, there's a way you can cheese this fight. All you have to do is make sure Carnage stays stuck in the sonic force field by continuously webbing him in place. You'll beat him in no time. But the game's not over yet, because once you beat Carnage, you think his symbiote goes away, until you get jump scared by Doc Ock, who's now bonded with the Carnage symbiote. The game dubs him as Monster Ock, and believe it or not, he was created solely for this game and has never appeared in anything since. Anyway, you need to escape the warehouse as it falls apart, all while being chased by Monster Ock, which is actually pretty terrifying. It took me like 6 or so attempts to beat this on my first playthrough. The game ends with some pretty funny cutscenes. The game also has a shit ton of extra content such as concept art, comic books that you can collect through the game, and alternate costumes that you can unlock which have different abilities. The most cool extra in my opinion is the comic books, because upon collecting one, you'll get an actual real comic where it will give you the cover and a description of what happens. There's also What If mode, which is an alternate story mode which has the same plot, but a few funny differences and references to other Marvel characters. Overall, I think Spider-Man for the PlayStation is a fairly good game. Most of my enjoyment comes from the cutscenes, which are fantastic. And I like all the levels up until the first Venom fight, because unfortunately I think almost everything between the first Venom fight and the fight with Dr. Octopus is really repetitive and boring to play. And unfortunately, that's a huge chunk of the game, which holds it back a lot for me. Although don't misinterpret what I'm saying, I do really like this game overall, and the positives outweigh the negatives just a tiny bit. I'm gonna give Spider-Man for the PlayStation a 7 out of 10. I gotta say, I was hoping you'd like that a lot more. Well, sorry to disappoint you, but you better get used to it. And hey, if you think this was bad, just wait until I review the sequel. It's even worse. Is that the next game you're reviewing? No, but it's coming up pretty soon, so you better be ready if you want to be a part of it. Oh, and since you seem to be friends with Sonic now, you can let him know that my next review will be Sonic Adventure 2, and to actually be prepared this time around. I don't want a repeat of last time. Yeah, sure. Well, this video has been quite the disaster, so sorry about that. I guess look forward to my Sonic Adventure 2 review then.